Well, here it is, the little Hot Rod Mini, all painted up in blue and yellow. The body is a 1992 Cooper Sport, undersealed from new, and is absolutely rock solid. So much so that when Guy Hazel put the roll cage in for me, he was breaking drills all the time trying to burst through the metal. Every corner has got a brand new alloy wheel on it, 13x7. Each tyre is shod with regulation 13x7 slicks according to Speedyworth's regulations. As we come round, there's a nice radiator grill on the front which cost me £96. It's a Austin Cooper grill, which is my favourite one. It's got quick release buttons. There's a tow strap on the bottom for winching it onto the trailer, or should you ever get into any bother. The mock headlights are genuine mini hubcaps from the 60s. We come round the side of the car here. It's all strapped down. The back is nicely decorated. I put number 9 on it because that was the number of my favourite hot rod driver years ago, Brian Pedley. The boot lid is double skin fiberglass, and it has chrome hinges on the bottom. If we open that up, inside is the new aluminium fuel cell, which I believe is full up. Down there we have the electric fuel pump, and the piping going round. It has a non-return valve on it. Back we've got the regulation stop lights, and as you can see from here, there's plenty of roll cage in there. You could roll this over side to side or end to end and you wouldn't be harmed at all, and the car wouldn't lose much shape either. Come down here, and underneath the arches you might just be able to see there's coil-over suspension on all 4 wheels, which cost me a fortune. At the back we don't have a subframe. There is a crossbar going across, which is brand new, and the trailing arms pick up on that. They were refurbished to brand new condition. Coming down to the back, we've got mini fin brake drums inside there, brand new. The brake back plates and all the fittings therein are brand new. All the hydraulic piping is copper and brand new, of course. And if you have a look in the cockpit, there's a simple dash. There's 2 switches, a starter button, and 2 warning lights. The white one tells you if the battery's not charging, the red one lets you know if oil pressure's dropped off. There's a choke knob for the carbs. We've got a brand new Recaro seat sitting in here, very comfortable. The steering column again was put in for me by Guy Hazel, and has a detachable steering wheel, because believe me, if the steering wheel's in, you can't get in and out the bugger. As it is, you have to double yourself up to climb in and out. There's a large industrial type rear view mirror there, which gives you excellent view backwards, as well as the obligatory door mirrors as well. There's a rev counter there, which quite frankly looks good, but not a lot of cop. Down there we have what they call a slick shift gear selector, which means you don't have to fish all round the cockpit to find your gears. It's very quick. To get reverse you have to pull that collar up, which is rather funny. It's a bit full of water at the moment because the wind blew the cover to shreds the other day, and I'm still waiting delivery of the new one. Taking you round through the front again, we'll see what we can see up this arch. Not a lot as it happens, but there you go. Like I say, it's got the correct coilovers all round, all bearing on the places that they should be. We've got brand new drive shafts with brand new pot joints on each end. Behind the wheels there are brand new vented discs with reconditioned iron 4-pot calipers, again as per the regulations. There are brand new adjustable tie rods, braided oil pipes for the brakes, adjustable bottom wishbones, again brand new, as are indeed are all the fittings that go with it. Coming round, the bonnet is secured in 4 places by all stainless steel fittings. And come round here. There's your exhaust pipe coming out the passenger door, because the exhaust system itself is in here underneath that aluminium. There's a big stainless steel silencer under there. There's the battery tray with a clamp to keep the battery secure, and just behind it is the little gizmo which tells the scorers whether you've crossed over their line or not. I'm not totally sure that's working, but that cost me an arm and a leg as well. I have fitted a handbrake to the car, even though you don't actually have to have one. The lever itself is a used one, but everything as regards cables and connectors are all brand new. The pedals were all sourced good used, and they all work. The brakes are nice and firm, as indeed they should be. Everything that could be taken out of the car for lightness has. There's no bins at the back, half the seat is gone, and as you can see there is no dash rail anymore. That all came out when the roll cage went in. The roll cage conforms to regulations, and like I say, you could roll the car to anything, no harm would come to you as long as you're strapped in. Over there is the safety net to stop anything from flying in the window at you while you're racing. And that just about covers inside. It wants a bit of a mop out, but everything is exactly as it should be. This door here won't move, won't burst open. Coming round again, the other door has to open, of course, to give you access and egress. Now this is just a bit something I threw together just to get it mobile. Press the lever back and the door will open, but it's not going to for me today. Here's the number. Up here we've got the nickname of my favourite driver, which I have adopted. You can remove that, of course. All decals can be removed, put your own personal step on it. That's the Peddler, the Brian Pedley. And let's have a look under the bonnet and take the catches off. I'm just going to put the camera down a second while I remove the bonnet. one back, and as with the boot lid, the bonnet is fiberglass, and everywhere that pins or catches come, I have reinforced it so that they can't burst out. Now how about that for an engine? I'll start over this side. Here we have a aluminium radiator, 2-core, and that just requires topping up with that fluorescent stuff that you buy from Halfords. Down there we've got a brand new water pump on a reconditioned 1380cc engine. I fitted an alternator, mainly because I was a bit worried about the battery going flat, and also because I couldn't get a 2-pulley fan belt at the time. I've forgotten what the word was then. Now in the engine, down at the bottom, we've got central oil pickup. There's a reinforcing steel strap on the centre crankshaft bearing to stop that from breaking away. We have got a Piper camshaft. There is vernier adjustable timing with a duplex chain going to the camshaft. We've got uprated pistons. The PS, the resistance, which I've only just fitted and never even had a chance to use myself yet, is this 7-port aluminium head. 4 inlet ports and 3 exhausts round the back. Now this head is not only a 7-port alley head, it's an ex-race development head that I bought from a chappie who calls himself Vintage Minis in Holland, and this is the head which they used for developing their race head, so this is going to go like stink. Now we've got 2 carburetors here which are Del Autos, but good carburetors, are matched. Good big holes. Down there is a Power Spark distributor which didn't come cheap. New coil. Down there is a high torque starter motor, because when I first put the motor together it was that souped up that an ordinary starter motor wouldn't turn it round. You put this one on and it buzzes merrily. Got a nice stainless steel vent there coming out of the clutch housing. The clutch is uprated. It's got a cross pin differential which is very strong. You can't see it from here, but down the back there is a brand new steering rack, which again wasn't cheap, as indeed nothing was. Down there we have an engine steady which holds this absolutely rock. The throttle cables need fitting rather, just on the ends here, and the fuel pipe run, which is currently tucked in at the back, just wants coupling up to here. Underneath the rocker box, see if I can get this off. It's got a rocker cover made of aluminium, again for lightness and heat dissipation. Put them down there. Underneath here we've got double valve springs, and we've got forged rockers, none of this sheet metal rubbish. And in between the rockers, instead of the usual springs, they're a spacer tube, so that there is no end pressure on any of the rockers. They're all nice and free. Got a blanking cap there for where the heater water would normally come out. There's your carburetors again from this side. Excuse me if this is a bit wobbly, I'm one of those shaky hand people. All the bonnet fittings, as I said, are stainless steel. Now down here we have got two brand new master cylinders. I'll pop the camera on there, try and keep it steady. The clutch master cylinder is brand new and has a braided hose on it. The master cylinder for the brakes is a split level one, which is also brand new, and the way I've worked the brakes, they're split back to front, so the braking for the front is slightly independent of the braking for the back, which gives you a good balance for when you do actually need the brakes, which won't be very often, but when you need them, they're there. All the back panel has been faced off so that nothing in here can get through to the cockpit. That large area there was originally put in for when it was just a 5-port head and I was running it on a Weber. Now it went like stink on the Weber, so you can imagine what it's going to be like once these get breathing. And the only reason that I'm not going to drive it is because when I went up to Wheels to do my test, I could not make the 16 second per lap. Now that is nothing whatsoever to do with the car, that was me. I simply wasn't the person I thought I always had been, it turns out. Somebody with some good driving knowledge, ready to use their right foot and to hell with it, could make this thing fly. Just coming back to the front again, the moustache around the grille cost me 30 odd quid and is brand new. Up on the front valance there, which keeps the sun out of your eyes, with the obligatory anti-wheel panel there. You can take all of that off, and I think my battery's about to die, which is just as well because I'm more or less finished. With this car comes the trailer, which is £1,000 worth of Phoenix trailer. It's got 4 wheels, brakes on all 4 wheels and a spare wheel, and you get the clamp as well. And in order to make things life simple, I fitted this winch, which makes it very easy to winch the car up if it's not in a position to be driven up, although usually I just drive it onto the trailer. It's an excellent piece of trailer. It's got a handbrake, like I say, brakes on all 4 wheels so that you'd hardly notice it. The car's been hand painted, yes, I couldn't afford to go any other way, but there you go, it looks smart enough. And there, I'll finish it. If you've got any interest in this, let me know. And by the way, you could easily, with a tyre swap, convert this to Autograss. Now those tyres alone cost over £600 and they've only done, I don't know, 2-3 miles. The whole thing was built out of either brand new or expertly refurbished parts. It's absolutely spot on, and it's a shame somebody's not using it. It could be you. I hope so. Bye for now.